Okay, so I thought I would do a video of another tag page that I'm creating, and so you can follow along. Maybe I can make these shorter and add a little more of them onto Tracie's page, and then I'll just bunch them to put them on a YouTube. Okay, does that sound good? Anyway, so welcome back. I'm Jackie at WhiteRavenBookRook on Vancouver Island, west coast of Canada, and I am working on page 5. So this is page 5 of the Crafty Haul, The Curious Case of Crafty Hall, the investigation. So I've been working a little bit on this little booklet here as well, but I'm working on a few different separate pieces, but right now I'm going to show you what I'm doing for the book. So as you may remember, some of you may remember, I've created this booklet out of flip envelopes that are 6x9 size, and I will show a complete once the whole book is done, but right now I'm just trying to get through one tag page at a time, and if I'm falling behind, I can't, I don't like to rush. I like to just craft along the way I like to craft along. So I'm going to just go at my own pace, and I hope others feel that they could do the same. So what I'm going to do is, oh, I'm so sorry, send you on a ride. So this is number 5, and number 5, page 5 says, at the beginning of May 1920, Rose and Jeffrey Binder move in. So I thought I would have the property, little chunk of property layout. So there's the house, Crafty Hall, and there's some gardens and whatnot, and various other things here and there. And then there's the church and the graveyard. So, and on the back of this is a little copy of the deed. Let's see, the deed, and it says the 1st of May, the year of 1920, signed to Mr. J and Mrs. R Binder. And so that is them. Aren't they a nice young couple? Innocent couple. So I'm going to make the page here for 5. And these are the tags and other little bits of ephemera, and I haven't found it all yet. And that's the tag for page 5. Now, trying to stick with using what was given in the kit, but I'm kind of going off a little bit, so I'm kind of using what I think looks nice as well, according to my background and my idea for the story. Anyway, so let's put these away, and I'm just going to show you, I'm going to show you this key. This is the key. And so what I did to this key is I used Tim Holtz Foundry Wax on it. Do you know what that is? This is it. Foundry Wax. And he has a number of them. Gold, bronze, silver, I think. Anyway, I used this one. It's gold. It's called Gilded. And I put that onto the key. And then you got to cook it a little bit with your heating tool so that it all melts. And then I embossed it with that thick embossing sticky. Hang on. Yeah. Here, I found it. The ultra thick embossing powder, clear. So I put that on, and it's really nice and thick, and it feels really cool. So anyway, that's just another little piece that I'll put aside to put on that with their picture and whatnot, because they got the keys to the house with the deed. So what I have to do is add a few more pages to this flip-flop envelope booklet that I've made, because I have only 20 fronts and backs, and I have to add a few more because I'm going to be able to put some things into pockets, possibly, like this, but I will be doing the fronts and the backs for sure of each envelope. Anyway, so I'm thinking I need to add a few more pages if I'm going to do 30. I had in my mind 20. I don't know why, but it's 30, one for each day. So what I've done is I put a little bit of the, I forget what this is called, but it's just a gauze, and I've just put that down to, and with Mod Podge and or matte medium, probably it's much stronger, just to strengthen that where those envelopes have been joined together into this booklet. So now what I'm going to do, I've got part of my paper, my wallpaper background for this page, but I'm going to need it for another one for this page. So I created a file that's just about the same size, a little bit smaller than the pages in this book. So I will have like 4 pages to play with. So an additional 4. So thinking if I glue that onto there, I should be able to use this for page 5 and page 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so I'm just going to glue this on. So I'm just trying to show you how I added a piece without, you know, wasn't in my initial booklet. So all I'm going to do is smear this up again. Thank goodness for Mod Podge. I tell you, I go through it. But it's pretty good glue for liquid glue, I think. And so we're just gonna line this up where I want it. Figure out whether I want a little at the top, a little extra at the top or at the bottom. And then I've got that in there. Crease that baby down. And then stick this one in here. And then if I close that onto there, it should work out okay. I should actually fold it that way and then put it on here. Fold it over and then line it up. That works better. Okay, so that's on. Now I've added a little folder in there. And then what I'm going to do is put this one down a little bit better. Okay, so there's some rips and tears in this old wallpaper because this is the state of the rooms that need some attention. Attention for sure. So I'm just going to do that while they're on there. Rough them up, rip them a little, turn them over, just along the edges to get the idea that stuff is coming apart. All right. Okay, so I have to keep these pages fairly flat. I can't put a lot of embellishments and pile a lot of trinkets and whatnots on, so I have to try and keep my layers to a minimum. So I'm going to do that by just taking the back off of this tag. I don't have the 2 pieces here. This piece is a goner. Save it. So what I thought I'd do is just put this page in here. Really wish I had a different tag than that. I might change that out. So, while I think about that and what I'm going to do about replacing that card back, maybe I'll just leave it because I got another picture on the back of it now. I put this because this is talking about the house that they've moved into, and it's got some repairs and whatnot that will need to be done. So that is a hallway. And then there's this page, this picture of this beautiful sitting room. And I made this a little bit bigger on my computer, and I've backed it with, again, that linen paper. And this will come up again later in the story. So that is page 5 done. I've put a little brat up there and a little bit of like gauze behind. And it says, at the beginning of May 1920, Rose and Jeffrey Binder move in. So I need a little bit more gluing and fiddly farting around. A little bit more roughing up the paper and whatnot, which I will do later when I got time. Right now, I just want to get this in here. This is a pocket that I made. And this has got the deed in it. You swing that away. You got a card. I'm going to put something on here later. That's just not even backed. I got to back that with something, probably just more of this type of thing with collage paper. But I will leave that because for now all I want to do is get my basic ideas in place. So that will hold that, and this is their little notes from her diary of May 1920. Okay, so, and on the back, need a little more inking and whatnot as well, but on the back we have the room, the hallway as well. So there's our 2 major rooms. And there's their little deed. I'll stuff that in here too. So that's kind of what I do, how I do it. I get my ideas basically in place. And so I can start getting my pages together, and then I come back and I'll do more. So the next page that I'm going to do is number 6. And that will be with this. And this one is about considerable renovations were required, particularly in one part of the house. So there we go. That's that. So I will add more to these pages because they're very similar in thought. The binders are moving in and they've got lots of work to do. All right, so I'm going to leave that as a bit of a file look. I'm going to brown up edges. I'm going to cut edges. I'm going to do all of that later. But I wanted to share with you the page I've got done so far. So there we go. It's getting thick, and I have to watch that some of these pages are falling out, and I'm going to probably have to come back and do some things to make this happen a little bit better. Okay, so it's getting thick already. We're there. That's page 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So this is page 6. So that'll be simple. I'll make it simple because it's going to go with this whole page. I'll make that simple page, maybe with a chair on it or a lamp, something like that, table. And then I will be done with those 2 pages. I will probably show you when I get into the next page. I'll show you what I did here. Okay, or watch till I do the full review. Whenever, at the end of June, I guess, once this is all done. Anyway, thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you soon. I hope you're crafting along and having a grand old time, and just going crazy, and getting your creep on. Okay, take care of yourself. See you soon. Oh, hello and welcome back. This is Jackie from WhiteRavenBookRook on Vancouver Island, and I am carrying on here with part page makings for the Curious Case of Craftley Hall, the Creep on June 24 by Tracie Fox. So I completed page 5. I showed you that in the last video, and I was working on 6. I said I would show it when I had completed it. It said considerable renovations were required, particularly in one part of the house. So on that one, I have another little ghost in the mirror, and I just added more of the furniture that went with this page here that said the binders had moved in, and there's also a little ghost at the bottom. So there is that page that I'd added, and now I'm going to go to page 7, and I created these little number discs. Just found them on the internet, printed them out, made them a little larger, and then covered them with the ultra thick embossing powder, and they turned out like that. And then I just cut them out with the 1-inch hole punch. So I have those to indicate every page. So I'm going to show the pages 7 and 8, and then I'm going to work on page 9 and 10 with you, show you how I do it. So for page 7, the story was Rose arranged her possessions and prepared for the changes to come. So I'm figuring that she just stacked up a bunch of chairs and her bird cage and her tall bureau and whatnot, and pictures of the grandma and grandpa from days gone by. Made a little collage paper here. It's the writing on the wall. Did some collaging down the edge here, and that just flips under there, and then these little doors open up to reveal a couple more Ghoulies. That's Grandma and Grandpa living in the closet. So I've got a little more pasting and whatnot to do to stick things down and fiddle up a few things, but that's page 7. And for page 8, the story was Rose's cousin Alice joins them at the house. So I have Alice coming to the Craftley Hall to join them. There's another raven. There's a pocket made with the card. There's more writing behind the wallpaper. Another little ghost. I don't know if you can see him peeking. And then a tag. This is number 8. And there's Alice. And I just backed that with that paper. And that just fits in here. And now I'm going to be working on page 9 and 10. So I'm going to just get myself a little bit more organized here as far as what I need to get. Okay, so I have this as the background paper because this was the paper that was used for the tag. And as I'm not going to use a tag because it's too thick for me, I just printed out one of the paper backgrounds, and I'm going to apply that onto this page here, and I'm also going to extend that down. So I think what I'm going to do first of all is just put another layer of the gauze. So that's this I don't remember what they call it, creepy cloth or something like that, and Tim Holtz product again. So I'm going to just reinforce that again, because that was that added file that I had put in there to add more pages, because I need 30 pages for the book. So that's all I'm going to do, is just put that in there and glue that down a little bit. So that's pretty stuck well and good. Okay, And then I'm going to put the wallpaper on, and I'm just smearing on more of that Mod Podge onto the page. All over. I'm going to trying to keep the camera out of my way, so I can actually do something here, but I also need to be able to see. So, actually I want it that way. So I'm just going to put that onto there, like that. And I want this page, again, to go into there and come over here onto this page. So that will reinforce that spine as well as help the gauze that I just put down to stick that page to the booklet. So I'm going to stick that in there. Now, the Mod Podge does make pages wrinkly, that's for sure. Hang on. So I was trying to find my credit card to push this down, but I can't find it. So I'm just using the ink block. That will do as well. So I'm just going to get that paper stuck on there and give that a minute or two to dry. And I'm just going to carry on because I am impatient. So I'm going to just smear more of this on here. And I'm going to attach some more layers, which will be this layer, which I'm putting down. It's one of the tags that comes with the thing. And I've also got some writing, decoupage writing, which I'm putting down, and then I'm putting on the tag. Now I've put a little ghost on the tag, and I'm just going to decoupage that all together. And I'm using a lot of decoupage because I want to work fast. Now I put this piece underneath so that that stands up a little bit, stands out, because it wouldn't have, like on here, it wouldn't show. So I'm putting it there, and I'm coming down a little bit. I'm actually going to do it pretty straight. And I put that on. I'm going to get that all on. So I prepare a few things, like, you know, edging. I'm not thinking everybody's going to need to watch me edge or ink the edges and that kind of thing, but I get that on there. And here is the Alice Here's. Oh, I'm going to put another thing, which is this little mummified, pickled, preserved somehow into a jar. It's a little rat. Now he's not dry yet, so I'm going to, this has been covered with the glossy accents. So I'm leaving this to dry, and then I'm going to bend it and crack it. So we're going to have to come back later and see that. If you go to my YouTube at the very end, I will have the Crafty Haul, the run through of the whole story, and show the entire book. So you'll see all the little pieces and finishing things, details that I add once I've done the main pages here. So right now I'm just doing main pages and getting my ideas down here. So I'm going to be putting that on there. And somewhere up there, I will put the ghostly thing here, or the pickled rat, whatever it is, there. And I'm going to put a mask up here. And probably a crow or two, or a raven or two as well. We'll see. I've got a number of these ravens here that I'll be putting on to the pages. So, I'm not sure where. You may go up here. Not sure where. And I also have the number, so I can put number the page. So that's number 9. So I will put this number on here somewhere as well. So let's leave this bit to dry and move over to page 10. Page 11, I have taken the envelope that was provided with the kit, and I've just ripped off this part of the envelope, and I have glued on the edge, folded up the tabs, and now I'm just putting some good sticky instant type of glue on, and I'm going to make this a pocket at the bottom of the book page. I'm going to get it over a bit from the center because this is getting thick and I need to be able to close it, so it has a little bit of space there. So I'm just going to rip that wallpaper a little bit, which is good. So just pressing that down. So I've just made a pocket. Okay, I've roughed up the edges of the little quote box. I'm going to stick that on there, and I'm going to also add a raven. Not quite sure. And I just add a lot more Mod Podge. And then I press it down. Make sure that it's all in there. And now I have a pocket. So for this one, it says, Alice then sees someone dressed as a church reverend casually wandering beside the small cemetery. So I'm going to paste one of these tags. Since there's 2 pictures of the reverend dressed fella, one back to us and one face to us, I'm going to put the one that's back to us on the paper. Maybe over there. And I'm just going to put the other one on a card on the back of the envelope piece that I ripped off, and just glue that. I'll glue it on the back side, on the wrong side, and then I can just mush it up. Get some. So I use a credit card. I did want to mention that I do find using a card like this and the Mod Podge and squeezing that Mod Podge excess out does help. So there he is. A little mask stuck on there. So this guy is stuck down here. And then this guy's on a tag. And I'll just make a little grunge onto here. Again with black soot. And I may come back and add something into this tag later. But for now, I just want to put that in there. And I will probably put another ghost on the page, or another crow, or a mask, or something else. And I do need the number. So I just put that thick bond stuff on here. And you can crack it as well, just by bending. And I might go back through and crack the other ones a bit. And then like a 1-inch punch works really easily. As long as you don't have any more junk in there. And then just get that lined up. And there's number 9 and number 10 coming. So I'm just going to punch a hole in there and add a brad. Add a brad. She says, add a brad. Yeah. Okay, so I added a brad and bashed it in a bit so that it's all bent and ruined. I will go back and bend some of the others. I've put this little fella on here. There's the number 9 for the page. There's also a shelf that's in the basement full of creepy crawly nasty stuff. That's, I don't know what's going on down there in that side. And then I trimmed the edges of this page a little, carved a little bit, put the number 10 on, added a little bit of that gauze, and backed it with the same paper that comes with the kit. And so that's page 10, 9 and 10 done. I am trying to catch up. So I actually, this was an envelope as well. I want to show you that this is, let me get you up. Oh, I'm sorry, I guess we are up. Yeah. So this is an envelope. So what I can do is split some of these envelopes to have more pages, and this guy's not done. And so I decided to put another one on this corner as well, a bigger one, and some of it can lift up. It doesn't matter to me, but I do want to get that part down pretty good because I might have to cut this later, but it's okay to show through. I think it's gonna be all right. We'll see how it goes when I get there, I guess. So, and the next thing I've got is this spider, which I'm going to put in the center. Okay, so there we go. That is how it looks right now, and that completes 2 more pages, 4 more pages, I guess, and 2 more that I've done with you today. So I hope you enjoyed watching, and I look forward to hearing your comments, and I do appreciate your likes, and subscribing is wonderful. I've got new subbies, and I'm hoping that I'm going to be able to keep on filming and putting stuff out there to share. I really appreciate all of you, and thank you very much for getting your creep on. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.